We got to see the box art for the season 2 of Pandemic Legacy. We have just been getting started in our game of the first season.
Yes.
So
we actually did pretty well last month.
That's right.
In a funny sense, because every time we were about to do our turn, we were like, okay, what's the worst thing going to happen? Let's do this just in case that happens. And it happened. So it was like everything that could have gone wrong did, but because we assumed it did, we actually were able to counter it all.
Murphy's Law, right? We planned for the worst and it worked out for the best. We had a good February. Well, this is season 2. It's just the cover. They also showed off kind of accidentally the board for the game, which we aren't going to show a picture of. They actually removed it afterwards. They didn't mean to show it, but we will talk about it.
Yeah.
If you want, you can look. It might be out there some places still, but don't tell them we sent you. So it's this box art and this board. It's pretty interesting because there aren't many season 2s of games. So what do you think from the look of this?
Well, I'm going to start from when I first saw the box art before I saw the board. And if you look, which is behind us, a lot of people were thinking like, oh, maybe they're going to introduce climate and stuff. And so that would be very interesting because that is a big deal with a lot of things. Like sometimes the worst thing that happened isn't that just the diseases got evolved, but maybe a hurricane came through, so all the polluted water mixed with the clean water, or, things like that.
I suppose we should also say that for all we know, some of that is in season 1 because we haven't finished it.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. But go on.
But maybe even more so here.
A heavier element, yeah.
But now that we've seen the board, there are some things we've been able to glean from it.
Well, it's pretty different. For right off the bat, you look at it and it does not look like a pandemic game. The way the first one does.
First off, it seems like you saw some text saying 70 years or something.
Yeah, it looks like it takes place a lot further into the future of the wasteland that is Earth.
I noticed, I don't know if you noticed it. It looked like some weird map we've never seen before, but then I realized it's sort of a weird jigsaw puzzle piece of the Earth, mostly showing the Atlantic Ocean with the coasts of each continent that touches it. So this makes me believe that the idea is they're actually pulling an XCOM 2. In which, even no matter what happened in season 1, maybe it affects this game, but the idea is you failed.
Right.
In which you're now living the consequence of the failed world, which would make sense that society has collapsed. We don't even know what's happening in the rest of the world anymore. We're going to have to find it maybe or build settlements to explore more.
Right, and from what it looks like, we imagine you're going to be placing a lot of stickers on this board to kind of build the layout of it. So maybe it could be people could have completely different maps in their games, right? Even from early as the first couple of games.
Yeah, possibly depending on whether maybe if you succeed on the coast of Africa or not, maybe they have a succeed Africa or destroyed Africa or something.
Oh yeah.
So there's maybe less cities or something.
Definitely really interesting. I didn't know what to expect. I still don't really. Because this isn't the kind of game that comes along that often, but it looks like it's not just going to be part 2 with more scenarios. Looks like it's really going in a crazy direction.
I do think that this is, especially seeing the board now, the best outcome we could see for a legacy game. Because when we play a legacy game, we play through, let's take Risk Legacy for example. Not a pandemic, but we play through. In the end, we're gonna have cities here, nuclear wasteland there, all this crazy stuff, and it's gonna be like, well, that's our world. But if you can make the season 2, in particular, I'd like to see there's something more like Seafall, which isn't based on pandemic or something.
Right.
Which I think that's the one thing that will hold us back. It's still gonna have that pandemic disease spreading and whatnot. But there'll just be Seafall, we conquered this ocean, and then season 2 is, if you played season 1, take out your board and you put these stickers here because that's what the world looks like now because of what happened in season 1.
Yeah.
To really give you that. And then that way, season 2, for example, let's stick with Seafall, something that's not based on pandemic, could be a completely different game. But because of what happened in season 1, you still get that feeling of everything being brought over. Sort of just like Mass Effect, Fallout to an extent.
Really making it a giant expansion in essence but even to a further degree than any other expansions really go. Yeah, that would be really crazy and interesting. The ultimate campaign, you just have to have boxes and boxes of continuing things going on. Almost more like a TV show too, and the story elements can really progress.
And that's what I think. I think the next one, Like we got Seafall, we haven't played it yet, but we did do the little bit, and Trial was fun. I think the next big Legacy season game I would like to see would be similar to either Eldritch Horror, which actually would probably be easy with Cthulian or something, or Tales of Arabian Nights, when there's really story aspects, and it's not just, oh, we played through the story, it's fun, but maybe it's because you found Aladdin's, I forgot what the treasure place.
Lamp?
No, the whole, where the lamp was. The
Cave of Wonders?
Yeah, the Cave of Wonders. Like, that changes things, like...
Time Stories is a game that I think actually kind of does that.
It does, and I
Starts
think that's...
in a way.
Yeah, and I do think that is one of the best examples. The only difference is that one you can go back and play the previous ones. In a Legacy, there is more emphasis on your choice, and that's where I think those games would really shine, to really... And I think actually one of the big ones that could work like this is zombie apocalypse games. Because I do think... I know there's an illusion of choice, especially in the video games, but like... I do think when we played the Telltale Walking Dead games, like you do feel, even though you know it's an illusion, you're still like,
yeah,
that kind of choice, just sort of like this, I have to live with this choice.
Right.
And I think that's where, in making it different seasons, especially if the mechanics change each game, would be really cool. Because, like, what if it was, the first one was survival, the next one was more of a war game, like, because,
Yeah,
like...
well, what if it's like from different perspectives, like, in the first game you're a survivor, in the second game you're the government trying to control things, or you know they could go in all kinds of crazy
Right.
directions.
I do think that this is the best move they could make, and it's going to really help out or push the envelope of what legacy games can really give us.
Well, we're definitely going to see a lot more from Legacy games within the next few years, I'm sure, because it's the new hotness everywhere that you look. And Pandemic, which will be, I'm pretty sure, at Gen Con next year. So
And hopefully, I mean, we're seeming to be on track. We'll finish our season 1 by the time season 2 gets out.
yes, we're trying. Fingers crossed.
I don't know. We're doing it's just in essence 12 months. I mean, it could be 2 for each, but we're...
I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another live stream. Hey, we have Tabletop Day coming up.
That's true.
Maybe we'll do that. I mean, not Tabletop Day, the Extra Life.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tabletop Day is still a ways off.
Well, we might do it for that too.
Yeah, yeah, probably will still be going by then.